It has been a long week. When Crystal said she didn't know if she'd be up or not, I thought, girl, if that's your excuse, I'm going to come to North Carolina and get you. Because it has been a long week. We've been at the ball field. We've been doing all kinds of fun stuff, but that's what life's about, right? Staying busy, staying plugged in. I'm gonna mute right now. If y'all need to, you can always unmute yourself. Oops. You will always be able to unmute yourself. We can always, if you've got a question while I'm in the middle of saying something, you can always say something in the chat as well. So, what? Ron's coming around. If y'all don't know, this like right here behind me is like our living room and our kitchen, and my laundry room's right here. So I really look like I'm secluded, but look, I'm not. They're all back there. So you got to do what you got to do. So it works. So a few things that I want to talk about. I always like to start out bragging about everybody because we've had an incredible month, and we're just getting started. And I know Michelle and Dawn actually messaged me and said they wouldn't be on, but hopefully they'll be able to catch the recording. Like, I know not everyone can always hop on. Our PPAs are freaking out the roof right now, which means these are new customer orders or individuals that jump right in and order as a promoter. So Michelle has the top right now with 9 in the PPA. She won last month with 11. She should be getting her goodies sometime this week that I mailed out for her. Jerry and Julie are tied for second and third with 8. Holy cow, right? Look, they're like elbows and knuckles, right? They're like, and then Dawn Paul, which is one of Melissa Survey's promoters, is at 6. But we have several that we have 4, have 2, have 1, and some of you may have not even been on the board yet, and you're on the board with this month. So taking advantage of what the company has got right now and reaching out and get those free customer accounts. Those are the things that they're going to want to set it up and just take a look, and you can just say, you're going to get $25 towards your first order, whether it's one item or it's the 3-step system. Did everybody see that message that I posted in our chat that I was sending out? Good. Copy and paste it. It's working. It is absolutely working because, again, people, I've also been posting about the flat tummy. And I can't remember who it was. I don't know who it was. It was on Michelle, maybe Nikki. I can't remember. But it was like, it was the capsules are nicknamed jumper cables. The pro bars were nicknamed, avoid the drive-through or don't go through the drive-through or something. The flat tummy. So, again, it's something that's going to get people, because I've got even promoters that have been promoting for a while. I've got customers that may have dropped off that they're going, what are those flat tummy things? I don't know what those flat tummy things are. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you've never tried Balance? They're like, oh, it's Balance. So again, it's getting a conversation started with them again, which has been huge. So how many of you have free accounts this week that you have set up? Just the free accounts. Yeah. Look, I'm getting crinkles. Bridget's thinking really hard. And if you don't know, then we need to change that. And again, the thing that you want to do is do not assume, do not think for them. And that goes for all of it, right? Reaching out, messaging about specials, ask them if they want to take a look. Copy and paste. Again, copy and paste. Send it out to 20 people that that you haven't talked to in forever. People that you haven't been in connection with. Maybe they were thriving with you and they've dropped off. Those are great ones to message out too, because again, if they have a free customer account with you and they've had one forever and ever and ever, maybe they have a spouse that you can sign up. right, as their referral. And then you're like, oh my gosh, do you realize that you're halfway there to getting $50 off your next order, whatever the amount is, right? Because it can be just one item that they're ordering that they're getting $25 off of. We want it to be the three-step system, but if it's just that one item, it 50 or $60 off of whatever they're going to order next month, better than nothing, right? So we can talk more about that if you don't understand what I mean and how that works or what I'm talking about. But you're not going to get customers if you're not setting up those free customer accounts. I think they say it's like 4 to 7 times they need to hear about it before they're ever even going to engage with you. My numbers are higher than that, guys. It's not 4 to 7. I mean, it may be 8 to 10. Some people, Melissa, if you've ever heard our story, she watched 4 years. Can you imagine how many times I talked to her about it in 4 years? I know off the top of my head, Julie with Michelle, 2 years. And the thing that Michelle constantly says is, I can't believe I waited 2 years. You know, think about where everyone would be if they did not wait so long. So you got to follow up with those free accounts. Whenever we get those free accounts established, the next thing that we're going to transition into is following up. How many of you are great at following up? Yeah, exactly. Look, even Jerry and Julie are like, yeah, okay. That is where we all fall short. We're excited, right? Maybe they bought a sample. Maybe they got a sample and you're like, oh yeah, this is how you do it. I'm going to touch base with you in the morning. We're going to talk about it. You reach out to them. Am I frozen? No? Okay. Whenever everybody's like laughing, Jerry and Julie must be laughing about something else. Sometimes I freeze. But whenever you are following up and you're touching base with them, and maybe at first it's really consistent, and then maybe on that, third day it's still good, fourth day it's still good, but fifth day, seventh day, 12th day, 19th day, you just haven't talked to them, right? And then you're like, how can I talk to them? They had that sample and I never even followed up with them before it was over. Just follow up with them. Life happens, right? So don't let an excuse keep you from touching base with them, because you hear it over and over and over again. Fortune is in the follow-up. I've heard it said, the only 3 reasons that I will stop following up with people is if they block me, if they delete me, or if they die. So truly, as you continue reaching out to them, make sure that you're continuing to touch base, you're continuing to have conversations, and don't ask the question, are you still interested? Because it's like, if they're really interested, they'd have probably ordered, right? They don't even know yet. So what they probably need is more exposure. How are you exposing people to it? Are you building and staying in contact? For any of you, I know most of you don't watch it consistently, but hopefully you're able to catch some replays of our masterminds that we do. We all do it Tuesday through Friday. Monday, it's done by Susan Kaufman that we follow. And then it's Julie, myself, Terry Kurkowski, and Shannon Corsi that are leading it Tuesday through Friday. And we just do something consistently. We do our reach outs. We build those relationships. We shout out birthdays. We're doing purposeful posts. We're making those connections so that our interaction is purposeful, because we want them to see what we're doing. If someone goes to your page right now, are they going to know you're a thriver? That's another thing. It's not just throwing an advertisement up there, of a special that's going on, but it's your life. It's just your life, usually, being thankful for having the energy. I see lots of posts a lot of times, and it's like, I am so thankful for my morning routine because I'm able to blah, 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 blah. And it's a picture of whatever it is, it's a picture of your life and what's going on. And that's what people need to know. They need to see and understand that this is what's going on, right? Let's see what else. Follow-ups on your likes. If people like, not just comments, because again, it's sometimes people don't know what to say, and then they know if they do say something on your post, then you're going to reach out to them and ask them about it. So some people may just like your post. Those are people you need to be building relationships with. And the other thing, let's transition right now into that, the way that we keep up with all of that, with our follow-ups. Like, for instance, I know Jerry is very digital. I know he likes to do things, you know, whether it's a spreadsheet or it's something that he has set up to where he uses like a system that's digital. I am not, I have tried that. That just does not work for me personally. So I do everything with paper. So it's not that one way is better than the other. It's just that what is going to work for you personally is what you need to be doing. And this is mine. I got my 5-subject notebook. I've got my separated sections. I've got my names in there, you know, when I'm following up with them, what I'm following up. And I don't put information in there, a date, and their name. And I've got my samples that are out. So in the front again, and we've talked about this before, and I can send you a recording that just talks about the 5-subject notebook. But if you're digital, you may want to pick Jerry's brain because Jerry's more of the digital format. But samples, new customers, because you really need to make sure that they're drinking their water enough, you know, making sure that they're staying on those steps. That I've got just a page on that. And then my new customers has already started. My new sample page has already started. I've got a section on relationships. And those are those people that are commenting, right? So they're seeing my post, they're liking it, maybe they're commenting, they go down on this section because again, they may not have a free customer account with me. And if I just jump right in and I just start asking them if they want, hey, have you seen me post about Thrive? Do you want a free customer account? They're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. I think I just liked you at the softball game. you had a picture of your daughter hitting, you know, it's like, so I don't want it to be weird, but if I am intentional, it's not gonna be weird, right? I'm starting to build a relationship. I'm commenting, we're asking questions to each other. The next section will be those free customer accounts. And right now, you know, people that have stopped thriving, they fall back into that free customer account section for me as well. Right now, as I'm reaching out to those people about 2 things. One, the special that's going on right now with the double, triple commissions that you can offer. Remember, you just have to have the 800 or the 1200. Does everybody understand that, or has everybody seen that? Because I know that Amy did a video of it. Everybody clear on that? Because it's just a combination of. Now, if you've got somebody that just orders an $800 package, boom, you've got it, right? So, but you can have a combination of some promoter orders, promoter packages, the 200, the 400, or the 800, and you're going to receive double or triple commissions on those. And that's where I offer a cash rebate, and I let them know that when I get that, I'm literally paying my commission forward to them. And whenever I get that, that's whenever I give it to them. And you know what? Most people are okay with cash rebates. How many of you have ever filled out a postcard or something online and you had to wait 10 to 30 days for a cash rebate, right? Even whenever you get the check in the mail, you know, and you're like, what was this for, right? You probably even completely forgot. So people are okay with having to wait for a cash rebate. So don't feel like you have to put yourself in a situation first. Let's see. Oh, let me finish with my sections. The other section is my auto ship customers. And I do have a section of just my promoters, because I have promoters that whenever there's deals and there's specials like this, it's customers that take advantage of the offer and they literally flip from a customer to a promoter status. It's not that they are, you know, wanting to do anything except for maybe Thrive for free, but they're good to go. And I love being able to do that. I love being able to pay that forward and offer that to them whenever opportunities come up, because it also gives me that time and that opportunity to say, you know, I've got 3 and 6 day mini experiences. Don't you have someone that you care about that deserves to feel like you're feeling? Because I know you're loving it. So again, it's all about those relationships, it's all about those conversations. And let's see, how many times when you followed up with someone, how many times have someone told you, yeah, but that's so expensive? Or I would like to, but I can't afford it. And then maybe a week later, probably the next day, but maybe a week later, they're out to eat. They're getting a new tattoo. They are going, well, not a lot of people are going out and doing stuff right now, but they're, you know, talking about their Amazon packages that they're waiting on, right? Something. Those are the things that people just need more exposure to the product. They just don't understand why they need Thrive. Those are the ones that you definitely need to continue. And it's the easiest thing for them to say is, I just can't afford it, or that's too expensive. That's, yeah, that stuff, you know. So just remember that that's not a roadblock. That's just a challenge for you to continue to expose them in different ways. All right. Double, triple commissions. That was the other thing that we were going to talk about. The $25 in free credits, guys. Right now is the time to be bold enough to reach out to people. Set a timer on your phone. And I've started having to do this. I was doing it before, but then I'm guilty about responding to a message, and then I don't get all of my messages out. So then, you know, maybe I get 4 messages out, and then I have someone respond, and I engage in that conversation, and I don't get back to sending out and creating more activity, right? You're getting more of those free customer accounts set up. So set a timer and just even 20 messages, copy it and paste it. If you need to change something up, a lot of times I'd be like, hey, Bridget, blah, 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 blah. Or you can say, hey, you know, whatever your personality is, hey, friend, da, 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 you know, this is a great special that's going on right now, just for, you know, whatever it is that you're offering. And remember the conversations that you can have. If you use the benefit of the auto ship without calling it an auto ship, because auto ship freaks people out. But if you use the fact that they're getting $240 worth of products for only $125, does that not sound amazing? Is that not going to intrigue you to want to find out more and know more about what's going on? And that is it. If you have not looked, the capsules, the 2 boxes of the shake and the DFT at full price, that's $240 worth of products. And with the $25 in free credits right now, that's $125. So again, we have incredible package. I know Julie and Jerry, you know, as well as myself, we like to do things at different times to help you build your business and to do things that's going to help you. Maybe it's free shipping. Maybe it's something else that we may have that we're offering at the time. You can piggyback all those things onto it, but you have to create those free customer accounts. Well, first you got to build those relationships. You got to create those free customer accounts. You got to do the follow-ups before you can have a customer, right? So all of it's coming into place. And then whenever someone responds, they're like, what do you mean I can get $25 off? How does that work? Awesome. Tell me what your personal goals are right now. What is it that you've heard me talk about that has gotten you interested? Because again, you have to make them feel important. It's not that you're just wanting to sell a package. It's not that you're just wanting to push something out there. It's that you're wanting to truly change their life. I mean, every single one of us on here knows what an impact that it does for us, right? So you've got to connect. And what are your goals? They're going to share. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's more energy. Maybe it's sleeping better. Maybe it's all of the above. And you can go, you know what? I know this is going to just do all of the above for you. Or I know that you're going to be sleeping. Whatever it is, you let them know that you've got what it takes to help them with that. Then asking them what type of a budget they want to work within. Whenever you're able to truly fine tune and make it more personal for them, and then the response truly may be, will this offer still be available Friday whenever I get paid? Absolutely. What time do you want me to call you on Friday? And you know what? You better put that in your calendar, and you better freaking call them on Friday. Or guess what they're going to think when you don't call? I wasn't important enough for her to call, right? So you've got to make it a priority. Do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it. Because if you're not, those things, I mean, that they feel it, right? All right. I think I've talked enough tonight. What do y'all think? Oh, I thought Ron and Haley both at the same time. Ron goes, no, and Haley said, hush. I think they were talking to the dogs, though. So unmute yourself if you've got something that I would love to hear from y'all. If you've got a question, if you've got something that you want to share that's working for you. Bridget, you unmuted your phone first. I love it.
I did. Whoops. No, I sent you and Julie and a message earlier today about somebody that my cousin who placed her order, and she was like all gung-ho and had all the energy, and then all of a sudden today she's like, why am I not feeling as much energy? I was traveling between camp and then back up north, so I couldn't really like do the whole phone conversation. But should I send her a message and just tell her, hey, I have other people that could maybe give you better information on what's maybe happening, and then see if we can set up a 3-way call? Or what do you think?
So this is where a lot of us will differ. And my bottom line is, look, she's like,
I'm sitting on my husband's trailer and it's moving, and I'm like, not
as
sure
long as
what's
it's just
happening
like
there.
jiggling and not taking off. So
Yeah.
my thing is, your cousin. So would she feel offended if, and you know her well enough to know if it would be who to connect, myself, Julie, Jerry, whomever.
Yeah.
But would she be offended if you had her connected in a 3-way chat and say, I'm going to make up her name, Sue. Hey, Sue, this is my girlfriend, Lisa. I know that you were saying that you loved it and you were so energized, and now you're just kind of dragging. Lisa has been doing this longer than I have, and I just wanted to connect her. Can you kind of explain to her what you're feeling? Would she feel like, what the hell did you just put me in a chat with some stranger? Or would she be like, thank you so much. I don't know what's going on. I loved it, and now I just don't like it.
Yeah. I think she'd probably be B. I think she would be the second one for sure.
She would be okay with it.
Yeah. And she's a nurse. She was the one that I was telling you about last week on the Zoom, that she's the nurse. So she's got like really long days. And so I definitely want to touch base with her and maybe do it in like a message first and say, hey, do you have time to chat with Lisa and I, or Lisa or whatever, just to see if there's anything that she can throw at you that might provide you with, better information on, get the energy back up again. Or maybe you're just missing something or not doing, maybe I did tell her about the water intake, and she's been doing, good with the water. And she's like, I don't always do great, but I try. And she also has Activate. She added that on to her package when she did that Memorial Day deal to get the 200. We just added a box of Activate, and she loved that. So she drinks those like throughout the day. But I just want to make sure, like, I don't want her to think that I'm just like, thanks for the purchase, I'm going to move on, I'm not going to talk to you anymore, good luck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's where I think the chat message, and again, none of us are going to be offended. Like if you choose me over them, or you choose Julie over Jerry, or, none of us get offended for that. The thing that you have to do is align her or whomever that you have that you're trying to work with with the right person, the personality, the scenarios, you know, like Julie will reach out to me a lot because she knows that I suffered, and we don't use the medical term migraine, but she knows that I suffered and struggled for years with migraines. So when she has someone with a headache, I'm her first go-to with that, because that immediately I can relate to that person.
Yeah.
So again, just being able to connect and have that conversation. I love connecting in a chat first, in a chat message, just
Yeah.
because the fact that it isn't weird, you know. And again,
Right.
I
Yeah.
usually transition and I go, if you've got a second, it's so much easier. We can figure this out in just a quick call if you're able to. When would be a good time? You know,
Yeah.
and a lot
That
of
would be
times
perfect.
people are like, well, I really can't talk, you know, but I can read my text messages. Or I'll say,
Right.
is it okay if I send a voice chat? You know, so again,
Oh
it
yeah.
is.
Yeah, you do those a lot. Those are super helpful.
Yeah. So it's just working through, and you're right, it's probably water. Especially, I
Yeah.
have a lot of nurses that they go through that, and that is exactly what it is. Because again, now with the COVID thing, you know, they've got these
Yeah.
masks on their face. So what a pain in the butt for them to get their mask off their face to do
Yeah.
all of the things that they need to do just to be able to drink a freaking drink of water. So,
Oh yeah, it's
but,
ridiculous. And
but
she's in the COVID section, like she's actually in that special section of the hospital up here where and I was like, isn't that more dangerous? And she's like, actually no, because we are not considered more essential, but they get even more of the what's the word, like the better mask, so to speak, you know what I mean? The better whatever, the better gear
oh yeah,
to
yeah.
protect themselves, you know what I mean, versus just being on a different floor where they just get like a regular mash, because they actually have to spend more money getting us, you know, specialized things to protect us. She's like, so I actually feel safer. So
Oh,
yeah,
good,
it's
good.
crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that is
crazy. So I
crazy.
just want to make sure she doesn't think like I'm just like, yeah, figure it out on your own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and we should be, I say this all the time. We need to be taking care of our customers.
Right.
And not that anyone's not taking care of their customers. I'm just saying, you know, because of the fact that there's people that fall off, you know, there's maybe
Yeah.
it's a customer's customer that's a referral, and no one's taking care of them because it's like, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be
Yeah.
salesy. No, just care on them. You know,
Yeah.
I see you've been thriving for a couple of months. How's it going? You know, or, oh my gosh, how in the world have we not talked and you have been thriving since 2018? You know, I mean,
Right.
it's just having conversations sometimes, and not everybody will respond, but
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt to reach out. So
for
good.
sure.
Yeah. Get her to connected to one of us. We'll
I will.
definitely help work you through that.
I'll send a chat, like a message chat out.
Perfect, perfect. And I love, you know, because again, I know a lot of you guys, which like both you and are on Julie and Jerry's team, which we're all on the same team. And I know a lot of times, you know, you guys will kind of connect all three of us in a chat, which is great for availability. Because again, you know, if one of us isn't I know Jerry did a call with someone the other day, and I was included in it too. But you know, it's just having some resources there, but it doesn't always have to be everybody, because that can feel overwhelming, I think, sometimes to
Right.
people. Perfect. All right. Anne, you got anything you want to share or ask or add? Hold on, you're muted. Let me get you unmuted. I can't get you unmuted. Can you? Oh, there it goes.
Yeah, I connected with a longtime friend of mine. You know, we went to school from kindergarten on up, and her daughter is gonna start like that Shakeology, the beach body type deal, and so she was like, "Well, I'm gonna try that with my daughter," and I said, "I said, okay, well, how would you like to try a sample, a 4-day sample?" She said, "Sure." So I had a sample sent to her. So she hasn't started it yet, but I told her, let me know when you start it. So, but
Absolutely.
just you don't want to think that they're not up for trying it just because they're doing something else.
Right, right,
Yeah,
exactly. And I'm sure, you know, and what a great opportunity for her to plug in with her daughter, and because the fact that it's obviously something that she wanted to do. But,
yeah,
you know, again, we know it's better, right? We know it's different. We know that it, but good for you. I'm glad that you accepted that.
If you don't ask, it's going to be a no. So I
Mhm.
decided, let me ask. Maybe she will, Never know. I just asked her not to do it together with the Shakeology.
Yeah, that would be too much.
She said no, she wouldn't.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. Jerry, I'm coming at you, smiling at me. I think you'll have, let me see if I can unmute you. Nope. I want you and Julie to share what's been going on and happening. I know you guys have a lot of stuff that you both have been plugged into and doing, like with a 4-year career. I don't know how many people I have had to catch replays on those, but go ahead and share what's going on with you guys.
You shake your right
All
shoulder.
right, dude, y'all got 8. Your PPA is 8. You are moving and shaking though.
It's follow-ups. I don't have any concerns now about people falling through the cracks with free accounts and stuff. So I found a method that works. So you gotta, I mean, if you're not reaching out to a lot of people, then you probably don't need a method for following up. But if you're gonna start to a lot of it's a numbers game. If you're gonna start to reach out to people, you just have to be consistent with it and have a way to follow up with them. Because when you send a follow-up, that's the time to mark down. This is what I say to myself. Assuming they're not going to respond to me, when will I next follow up with them? I don't have to sit around and do that at the end of the day oh, they didn't answer me today and now I'll figure it out. I can do it right then and then move on to the next one.
I love that. And that's where Paul references treating our calendar like a game board.
Yeah.
Exactly what you just said. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, and you got to have a plan too. If you're only got an hour a day or half hour a day or something like that, you don't want to spend half of it figuring out what you're going to do. You want to you'd be better off not reaching out to anybody one day and planning who you're going to reach out to. And I mean, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 really is just a method for doing that very simply. And that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is, I mean, Lisa can tell you, that's a part-time plan. That's a part-time plan. That's a plan for somebody doing their business an hour a day tops. In fact, it doesn't even take an hour to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Very good point.
So
Absolutely.
you make it 10, 8, 6, 4, 2.
Right, exactly.
2016.
Right, exactly. And and some days you may do more of one than the other, but if you want more, you got to do it. Do it bad, do it ugly, do it uncomfortable, just freaking do it, right? So, all right, guys, I appreciate y'all hopping on. We're about to run out.
Bye, guys. Bye, and say hi to Rachel.
Yeah. Bye, Bridget.
Bye, guys.